Wagwan, everyone. I hope you're doing well and welcome back to another stream up on Tereak Talks. Guys, I have missed you so much. I'll get into it. I'll get right into it. Do you know what? Because let's go right into it, like right now. I have missed you so much. And if you don't know, now you know. No, that's not what I was going to say. But guys, if you do not know, the reason why I have been out of the game, there's nothing that's been posted on the channel since the Aston Villa versus Manchester United watch along, which was 2 weeks ago on Saturday, or just over 2 weeks now. It was 2 weeks ago on Saturday, just gone. A lot of you already know. Look at this. Camera having already issues already. Wait there. Sorry, people. Let's come back. There we go. I had water damage on my MacBook. Yeah, I spilt water on my MacBook. I was carrying it home in my bag. And you guys know how I like to drink water, don't you, right? You know how I like to drink water. The lid was open and I had it in my case, my waterproof case, and yeah, and it spilled, and I was getting it prepared for a stream. Do you know what I mean? I was getting a stream ready. I think it was to do with the Arsenal Liverpool game, and yeah, it didn't happen. And honestly, guys, I can't even put into words how much I've missed you. But let me go right into the chat right now. I've got a different setup, as you can see. I'm looking over here for the comments. I've got a green screen, you know, that's been on and off, but it's in a much more comfortable position where I can move and breathe. So I still have some issues there, as you can see. I've got the second monitor set up here. Guys, we have to make sure it's a good return. And look at this. Hey, the king has returned. Paxton, how I have missed you. Paxton. My word. Thank you for coming in. Thank you once again for coming back. I'm sorry for leaving you. I'm sorry for leaving you. We've got Paxton in the place. We've got Jay. Yes, bro. My bro, you're back. Big up yourself, Jay. Thank you for coming in. Tishy M, guess who's back? T is back. Go tell a friend. That's what I usually say for Casey. We've got CM. The man is back. Rich. Tereak, for the sake of your content creating future, no more slander. The bounce back judge was mad. Lol. If you don't know, now you know. But now the reason why is because it's been a little inside joke. If you are subscribed to Eagle Eye Football and Pros Only TV, what's been happening is I was saying Partey to come back home. Partey came back home. And then they were saying, you don't mess with Africans when it comes to, you know, judge, and this is what happened. The black magic was here and it caused that problem. But big up yourself, Rich. Popcorn gang, hit that like. Listen to Rush himself. Hit that like button. Jay's coming in with some transfer news about signing Mateta on a permanent deal. We'll get right into that. Thank you for breaking that through, because I did not know about that. And we're also signing young Derby County prospect Luke Plange. Decent. And there's me putting on back, baby. Tereak has settled the score with a Juju man. There you go. Jay Huss himself. T, know how I'm happy to see you. Thank you very much. Once again, coming in. And Rich answering the question right here that I did put up into the chat box. Guys, answer it for me. Let's check what the poll is saying right now. I've gone with, which Premier League team has won the January transfer window 2022? Get that right into the chat right now before we go into it. We've got 50% Newcastle, 30% Aston Villa, and 20% other teams. And as Rich has put right there, Everton. And then talking about lateness, had to make you wait, people. Sweet Lord, finally, I almost started getting into Hollyhooks, waiting for Tereak Talks. Oh, man. Wilf, I am happy to see you up in here as well. Hey, T-Money and Tereak Talks fam. I'm so happy. Josh, what up, T and the TTF? We got Josh in the place as well. Oh, my word. How has Newcastle won? Josh, we've got to talk about your club, because a lot has happened since we've last seen each other. And public apology for the party comment. I'm not. What's Conor McGregor's line? I forgot what it is. I apologize to absolutely nobody. We miss you, T Money baby. Man, I said I wasn't gonna cry. Look at me, mascara all over my face. Big up yourself, Will. Just back home and T is live. Best news all day, especially considering United not buying anything. Hey, Paxton, me and you were in that same boat. We're here. We're here. Do you know what? I've actually been so happy on deadline day just to be back, people, even though our clubs haven't done anything at all. So honestly, Paxton, it does mean a lot. Thank you so much. And it's been way too long. Yes, it has. It really has been. Spurs winning the transfer window. Lol. Hey, they've had a good end to it, but wait there, the captain is staying. Big up yourself. Why not? What else we got? Yo, I'm trying to get through it all. Look at this, Mama G back. Welcome back, son. Hey, welcome back, boy. Yes, Jay. Ramsey to Rangers. Guys, I'm going to start off now. Let's get into it. Let's get into the first one and let me share the screen. As you can see on the thumbnail, I think it's only right to start here after what happened in the summer. I'm sure this touched the world, not just the nation. Anyone watching it, anyone that heard it when it broke about Christian Eriksen. And now we can welcome him back to the Premier League. Official, confirmed. Christian Eriksen is back. Here we go. This happened 10 hours ago. This happened this morning. There was a bit of doubt surrounding this. And I saw quite a few people on Twitter and on YouTube saying that this may not happen, given how long it's been it's taken to complete it. But Brentford had to leave it to the very last day. Brentford have completed the signing of Eriksen on a 6-month deal with an option to extend until June 2023. I think a lot of that depends on Brentford staying in the league. That's what I believe it is, more than to do with like Christian Eriksen, because of the wages that Christian Eriksen will probably be demanding. And do you know what? It doesn't even matter about the wages. Just to see this guy back on a football pitch is amazing. And you know what? In the chat, go slap them. Go show me some love. Slap that like button if you haven't done so already. We're going to talk about all of the transfers. We're going to talk about everything. This is just a stream to catch up with you guys on deadline day. Break the news up into the chat as well, people. Please do that. He wanted to play football again, and now it's signed. So are you guys looking forward to seeing Christian Eriksen play? Let me know. Let me know your thoughts in the chat, because this is going to be a massive one when he returns. I think he'll get a huge round of applause for who's Brentford's next game, actually. Who have Brentford got in their next game? Let me have a look right now. Apologies, people. You guys probably like, oh, how do you know this, man? I already sorted this out. It's just loading. Manchester City on Wednesday, the 9th of February. So if Christian Eriksen returns, then I think it'll be a big ask to come straight back into the side. Most likely start from the bench. And if he does return for that game, he'll receive a huge round of applause by both sets of fans, Manchester City and Brentford, I'm sure. And then his first home game is on Saturday, the 12th of February against Crystal Palace. So keen eyes there watching Christian Eriksen from a lot of people up in the chat. So we spoke about this one already. Let me go as we speak about each transfer. I think it's only right for us to go right up into the chat and see what people are saying. Thoughts about Aubameyang flying to Barca? Yeah, we'll get into that as well, Paxton. Let me start this comment. Let me keep this there because we will talk about this. And this one as well, Ed. I'm going to keep this comment. We'll get into them. Trust me, people. Big up T. Big up yourself. Why not? I'm glad to have you back. I'm glad to see you back, man. And we're, bringing up the debates, whether it's about Arsenal, whether it's about soup. I'm happy. And I'm happy to see you. Why not? So big up yourself. Yo, Ed, my G. All we need is that long shot goal from Eriksen. What a signing. Hey, that free kick, then set pieces. The two-footed ability of Christian Eriksen. I know you play FIFA, Paxton. So if we can see that again in the Premier League, his corners weren't the greatest. This is the problem with this webcam, man. He just keeps doing this. His corners weren't the greatest. Sorry. Yo! Fix up, man. There we go. Sorry, his corners weren't the greatest. A lot of Spurs fans, I'll say it for the 10th time, will tell you that. But, we know the ability that Christian Eriksen has. Spurs legend. I know he's linked with Spurs, but because of the story. And he just seems like a very likable guy, doesn't he, really, Eriksen? So, yeah, Arteta's at the wheel. Clear plan. Looks rather murky at the moment. We'll get into that as well. Why not? Don't you worry. Eriksen joining his Danish brothers at Brentford. Yep. Thomas Frank is Danish. Soren Roslev Yes, I think do they have Danish owners? I'm not too sure, but I know they have links with Midtjylland, and that's where Frank Onyeka came from, the Nigerian international who is back now, given their exit. And see, so much has happened. I'm even mentioning that, and that happened a while ago. Tishi, my mom, how you been, Will? Missed you, son. I'll probably be even happy if he scores against my Finnish club. Hey, they played already at the Brentford Community Stadium, so you got to play them again at Old Trafford. Missed you too, Ma. What's happened with a boomerang? We'll get into that. Don't you worry. Brentford at Everton next weekend in the FA Cup tee. That's true. That's true. That could definitely happen. It is. I was looking at the next Premier League game. I completely forgot about that. You see, because Arsenal are in the FA Cup, I just forgot it even exists. Aubameyang is the new Adam Wingy. Oba went to Barca to buy a Rolls Royce. It seems like that's what Alexander Isak did as well when he came to London. Hang on. What? Huh? We got breaking news up in the chat. Hold on. Ed, Guillaume Balaguer tells BBC Sport, Pierre Emerick Aubameyang is now having a medical at Barcelona with the Spanish club, hopeful of the loan move can be completed. What? Rumour has it. Big up yourself, Rich. But that's big news. That is huge news. Let's have a look at this. Let's try and bring this to you, people. I will try and bring this to you right now. Let's have a look. Barcelona still trying. Aubameyang move back on live. Breaking news as we're talking. Guillaume Balaguer tells BBC Sport, Pierre Emerick Aubameyang. Let's show this on screen for you. Let me bring it up right to you now. This is literally broken in the last 3 minutes. So big up Ed for bringing that through. But let's zoom in right in so you guys can see this. This is brought on BBC Sport. Guillaume Balaguer tells BBC Sport, Pierre Emerick Aubameyang is to have a medical at Barcelona with the Spanish club, hopeful of a loan move from Arsenal can be completed. Talks are ongoing, though, with no deal finalised. After Barcelona feared the move was dead earlier today. So all of this chat, yeah, I'm sorry to break it to you, why not? But you was the first one that mentioned it, and you said the captain is staying. It looks like the captain is leaving instead. So breaking news. This is why I'm glad. You know what? What a day! What a day! I'm back streaming. Got my new MacBook, as you can see, and there's some more, and it's telling to get involved. But there you go, right there. No, get involved with me. But this is it. Breaking news. Wow, it's been back on. Talks are ongoing, though. Yep, there we go. Ed put it into the chat for you right there. That is huge. That's huge, ladies and gents. Aubameyang moved back to Barcelona. Let me know in the chat, do you think this is going to happen? Do you think this move will happen? I wish I could put a poll simultaneously with this. Because for me, as an Arsenal fan, I'll talk about Aubameyang quickly. I don't think that Aubameyang had a route back into this Arsenal squad. I don't think so. And I think this is quite similar. I think Arteta would have handled it in a similar way to how it happened with Mesut Ozil. Let's not forget, ladies and gents, when Arsenal were struggling last season a lot through that November, December period, we was crying out for creativity, was crying out for a number 10. But for non-footballing reasons, Ozil was not allowed back at the club. And I think that's what are allowed to play for Arsenal again. And he had to train in isolation as well. Did he come back to train with the team? I don't think he did. I don't think he was training with the team. And Mikel Arteta was quite vague in his press conferences, not saying that he's not coming back. He wasn't saying that, he's not playing again. He was taking it week by week and saying he's not going to play. And I feel like this is what the similar outcome was going to happen with Aubameyang, whether it has stayed or not. So for me, I'm happy for Aubameyang that he is going to play. I really don't know the details. It's too hard to talk about. Is the punishment severe? I've heard a lot of people talk about this. Let me know your thoughts in the chat, because I think it's unfair to talk and say whether it's severe enough or not severe enough or overly severe. I don't know, because we don't know the full details of the situation of what actually went on. All we know is that he was late. And this was his latest disciplinary issue. What that could mean, who knows? Is it just purely based on lateness and being late and coming late, like how he did in the Spurs game in the North London derby, arrived late for the team bus? and arrived back late after coming back from seeing his mother. So I don't think it is that, because then if it is just purely that, then we can easily categorically say that this is way too severe of a punishment. I think everybody would say that, but it can't be that. And I don't think Edu or Arteta or anyone at the club are that stupid to let this just happen. So that's just my thoughts on that. Let me know what you're saying, people. Let me know what you're saying in the chat. Rumor has it Rich is privately gutted not at getting Donny van der Beek. That's what I was saying. No, how Donny van der Beek, who has gone to Everton. And do you know what? I think as we bring in, let me know the transfers now. From this now, let me know the transfers that we should speak about. Let's talk about Donny van der Beek. Let's talk about this move to Everton, because this was a big one. This is another deadline day move. And Fabrizio Romano, once again, I mean, come on. Is there anyone else that Twitter page I'm going to use to break the news? Let's do it right now. Let's break into it. Let's get into it. Make sure you can see that there properly. Let's zoom in for you. You already know what Donny van der Beek looks like. So let's read it. Donny van der Beek has successfully completed medical tests and he's now signing his new contract as a new Everton player. Official statement soon. Deal with Manchester United includes loan fee and full salary paid, but there's no buy option. So this just looks like a straight loan move for Donny van der Beek, who was linked to Crystal Palace. I was throwing a bit of banter to Rich. And do you know what? I think the move to Everton, I'm going to be real now. I'm going to be totally honest. I think that Donny van der Beek would have been better served going to Crystal Palace, because I'm thinking about this. The situation that Crystal Palace are as a club at this moment in time, it's a much more stable place to be playing your football, a much more stable team. I think the team's better, as we've seen this season. If we look at the Premier League table right now, that says that. Yes, a lot of the name. I'll talk about the pros for Everton as well, but mainly let's just talk about why I think it would have been a better move for him to go to Palace. So the stability of the club right now, as it stands, it would have been much better for a 6-month loan deal. We're looking at that, remember. We're not talking about him signing for this club and the potential that it could be at Everton. And I do believe, unfortunately, that for you Crystal Palace fans, as Everton as a club signing, like the likes of Dele Alli, who's gone there, is probably more of an attractive proposition because of the heights that Everton could reach with the amount of investment that they could be putting in and etc. That's what, according to my opinion. But for right now, I don't think it is the right decision. They are 16th place, 19 points. They have 2 games in hand over Crystal Palace. So if they win those 2 games in hand, yeah, they will go above Crystal Palace. So there's 5 points difference separating them. But for me, it's a lot more about, as I said, the stability of the club. And will he break into that midfield? That's a big question. I know they've got a new manager, Frank Lampard. Some more news that's been announced since I've been away. However, I can see him slotting in that in terms of the midfield. Crystal Palace don't have as much depth and quality, I believe, as Everton do. Because when we look at Everton's midfield, they've got the likes of Alan, Andre Gomez, who I think is a really good midfield player. He's good. He'd get into Crystal Palace's team. Decore, who I know is injured, but he'll soon come back. They've got the likes of Dele Alli now. Am I missing anyone else? Tom Davies. I mean, Tom Davies doesn't get into Crystal Palace's side, but yeah, I don't know. I just think he should have went there personally to Crystal Palace. Patrick Vieira, Frank Lampard. I think that's what it should have been for the player, but I think it's more to do with the salary being paid. Crystal Palace, what we're known is they were willing to pay 85% of the salary for Donny van der Beek, but Everton were willing to pay the full package. So let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Have I missed anything? Stu McSee, Van der Beek plays ahead of Alan and Decore. You're going to say MacArthur, etc. are on those levels. Come on, man. Stu, I think that I do think that Alan and Decore are quality. I think Decore has been good this season. He's been one of their shining lights. It's just a question of whether he can stay fit. James MacArthur, I do rate. However, James MacArthur hasn't really played as much of late. So that's why I think that he could do, and he could go there, and he would be quite good. And that's why I preferred him to go to Palace, because I think the style of football, the settled squad that he's in, he'll be able to assimilate a lot easier. When you play plays ahead, do you mean in terms of plays in front of them? Because I think he does. But yeah, but I think it's just the better. You got to think about that as a settled club in my eyes. Donny van der Beek is number 30 at Everton. Look, am I missing anyone? We've got Herbert A. Two PL greats, Vieira and Lampard, want Donny, but at United, he can't start over McTominay and Fred. Embarrassing club. It's true, Herbert. That's a big point there, because we've seen Manchester United's midfield struggle against the likes of Everton and Crystal Palace this season. And Donny van der Beek didn't get any time there, but these teams deem him good enough. I remember at one point, Everton in that game, Everton could have ended up winning that game at Old Trafford. I know you beat Crystal Palace in the end. However, after a very good first half, the second half, Crystal Palace came out much better, and they were missing a few key players then, so also due to injuries. So you got a good point there, Herbert. Big up yourself. I hope Donny smashes it and permanently moves to Everton. He's way too good for the circus we are, especially when you hear about it, Herbert, about one of the big factors is that they didn't think that Donny van der Beek could settle in terms of physicality, couldn't handle the physicality of the Premier League, which is a bit crazy, because there's a lot of other players that who look a lot skinnier and probably don't have the amount of energy that Donny does possess, the stamina, the work rate that Donny has, who have found their way. And how can you really say that he's not settled into the Premier League without being given the chances? I think that's a big shout. You know what? He is good, and we'll have to see. There are a lot of comments that I need to catch up to. I can't even speak, man. This has been that long. Breaking news: Elvis Presley has been. Oh wow! It's about the Aubameyang flying to Barca, coming all the way back to fly to Barca again. Hey, that's when they can afford it, can't they? They can afford it, Paxton. He's probably not even paying for his flight back to Barcelona. It'd be Barcelona Football Club probably paying for that. Edmund is back too, baby. To be fair, Spurs get 40 million for Dele Alli. That's good. And you know what? We'll get back into that. And just having a look to see if we have any more Donny chat. United is the most embarrassing club. No shame, no morals. Exactly. Is there anything else coming on? Alan Decore, Donny as a playmaker ahead. He can easily facilitate Townsend and Richarlison with overloading fullbacks. That's a good point, Stu. If this camera can focus, there we go. It's a good point. I do see where you're coming from there. I agree with that. And in that midfield, he would play ahead of them. He'd be more of a number 10. Yeah. And that, in terms of how Frank Lampard likes to play, he's a lot more attacking, and he takes more risks than what Rafa did going forward. So you can see that he'd like the player of Donny van der Beek's abilities that he possesses, his player profile, and he does have the likes of Townsend and Richarlison. However, Stu, when I look at Crystal Palace, he'll be playing with the likes of Conor Gallagher. He'll have the likes of Michael Elise out on that right side, Wilf Zaha, the likes of Edouard in front of him. I think we could see some nice interchanging play there. But hey, it's happened now, so we have to look at the prospects, as you say, Stu, of him being at Everton. And hey, if Frank Lampard can get a tune out of these guys, if he can start the way he did in his Chelsea managerial career, he should do quite well at Everton. But the jury's still out on Frank Lampard at this moment in time. So we're going to have to wait and see. It's going to be an interesting one. I will be keeping my eye out on Donny van der Beek, see how he's playing there, because hey, if he performs that well, my club we could be looking at a central midfielder. What's this? Breaking news: Wolves offices are lights out. Wolves are done, which means no one is getting Neves in this window. Darn. I was hoping for a last minute. But let's go back into the chat right now. There's so much that we need to talk about. And you know what? I'm just letting you guys take the wheel here. This is what we're here to do. Diaz to Liverpool. This is a good one. This is a great one, Ed. Let's talk about this. Luis Diaz to Liverpool. And it was announced by Liverpool yesterday. This isn't a deadline day deal, but it's close to deadline day, so we can talk about it. So let's see. Let's go on Fabrizio Romano, Luis Diaz, because he usually gives out the breakdown in terms of the transfer. I think, yeah. Is it here? Can I see it? Can I find anything in terms of how much it was? I know it's 37.45 million with add-ons that could go up to 50 million. Let's have a look. Luis Diaz rejected Manchester United, Tottenham, and Everton to join Liverpool. That's what reports are saying. Well, I found it on Sky Sports' website. Let's go with this. Let's go to here. Slow sports news. I'm a bit slower today. Come on, here we go. So, as they said, Luis Diaz, Liverpool signed Porto winger on a 5.5-year deal for an initial fee of 37 million, rising to 49. So this is one of Liverpool's top coups again. And they're also interested in Fulham's Fabio Carvalho. Bournemouth are keen on taking Liverpool right back Nico Williams on loan until the summer. We'll have to have a look at it, see how that happens there. But this is a big signing. And when we look at Liverpool and their signings with the likes of a player of Luis Diaz, who is a Champions League quality, did you see the goal he scored against Manchester City? The rave reviews that this 25-year-old has had, the goals he scored in the Copa America for Colombia, in the Copa America that just happened in the summer. You have to look at this and you say this guy has the world at his feet. A very direct, pacey, dribbling winger who's got a good shot. Very much in the likes of, when you look at Sadio Mane when he moved to Liverpool, very much in that similar mold, probably even more better technically in terms of if we're talking about skills and his dribbling ability. It's a massive one. Let me know your thoughts. If I'm going to give this 1 out of 10, do you know what? We should do this. Donny van der Beek, 2. Let's go. Let's give it out of 10. Let me see your thoughts. Donny van der Beek, what is your rating out of 10 from Everton to Manchester United to Everton on loan to the rest of the season? How do you rate that out of 10? I rate that one personally as a 7. Donny van der Beek and Luis Diaz. I'm going to say this one right now. Why is it stuck there? Here we go. I'm going to rate this one as an 8 because I can't fault Liverpool's transfer policy. Whatever happens, if it doesn't work out, it's a good risk at the end of the day. When you got a player with that potential, the ceiling like that, it's crazy. It's crazy what it could be. Kezi, let me answer this one, sis. Best and worst transfer in your opinion. Okay, so the best one. Let's have a look. Oh man, that's a brilliant question. I really do like that one. That one's got me thinking on my feet, especially my first time back as well. Yo, you're asking me the hard hitting questions, but let me get to this. It's a good. Oh man, I can't even think. Done deals. Best transfer. Let me think of some in my head right now. I guess the Donny one is a good transfer for Everton. If we're talking about from Everton's perspective and Donny van der Beek playing football, staying in the Premier League, that's a good transfer. Luis Diaz, that's a very good transfer. Oh, I just want to get all the confirmed ones. Every confirmed one on deadline day. Kulusevski to Tottenham. I'm not too sure if that's a great transfer, in all honesty. And the same goes for Bentancur. I'll get into that a bit later. But in the Premier League, I'm going to say Christian Eriksen. We spoke about that one too. I'm going to go with Donny van der Beek being the best and the worst transfer as happened at 6:01. No offense to this guy. Matt Targett gone from Aston Villa to Newcastle. I do not rate Matt Targett, unfortunately. And for Newcastle, I know they need a left back. But for me, Matt Targett is probably more out of necessity than actual want. Because, come on, I don't really think Matt Targett's that great of a player. So I'm going to say that one. Great question, though, because I wish I need to give that one a bit more thought. And do you know what? I think I'll come out with a better answer, but that's a brilliant question. I think most top 6 teams need a CM. Paxton, you're right. Do Liverpool need one? Probably not. No, they don't. Man City need one? Not really. Chelsea, they don't really need one. They've got their 3 of Jorginho, Kovacic and Kante. They're very good, but beyond that, they don't really have much more. But then when we come up to the likes of Spurs, who have signed a central midfielder, whether it works out or not, we'll wait and see. But at least they've made that decision to go sign someone, whilst our club, Paxton, Manchester United, and Arsenal haven't made that transfer, haven't made any single transfer dealings coming in through the door. How long have we got left? We got about 4 hours, less than that, 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours, less than that, even less than 3.5 hours. Aubameyang will undergo a medical in Barcelona, according to reports. President Laporta has just said more about the Aubameyang deal at Mundo Deportivo in Gala in Barcelona. It seems he will do it. Interesting right there. That one's massive, especially with the links Palace, Bergkamp. There we go. That's true. Dennis Bergkamp and Patrick Vieira. Bergkamp and Vieira desperately wanting Donny to chase, but he chose Everton, so that's his choice, to be fair. I think it was more to do with the clubs as well. Paxton, Manchester United chose Everton. Crystal Palace couldn't come to an agreement with United, whereas they did come to an agreement with Donny van der Beek, but Everton and Manchester United could come to agreement together. Palace and Donny van der Beek is a great shout team on a young manager. He'd take them up a level exactly a la Ajax. He's a little mini Ajax project, isn't it? With how Patrick Vieira's got them playing down there in South London. Do you know what I mean? Down in the South. It's mad. Not in your bits, Wilf. Maybe an idea. Best deadline day moves of all time. Hoo-hoo. Hey, that one needed more thought. That would be good. I think we should do that one. We should do that at one point, but I love that idea. Mesut Ozil, that is one. Mesut Ozil, Andre Arshavin. Has any happened for Wolves? I can't think of any off the top of my head. Chelsea links with Dembele. So are they still linked with Ousmane Dembele? Any replacement for Traore? Chiquinho, not Chiquinho. Who's their boy? Ed Wolves won't be as lucky in the summer. Paxton knows our clubs will be sniffing around. Oh man, I'm just going to start sneezing now. I shouldn't have done that. I think his chief concern was he's the main guy in that system. Gallagher, it's a bit much of the same, but hey ho, we'll see. Hey, Stu, we will see. Let's have a chat. We'll have a chat about this one, Stu, because this is going to be a big one. You know what? You may be proven right in the end. If he is successful at Everton, hey, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he would have went to Palace, because we'll see. Don't say it, Paxton. With Everton taking them into the top half, is the goal next season, and they won't win any cups, so not much ceiling. Yeah, I guess you could say that. And for next season, when we're looking at Crystal Palace, that's a good point. They could be pushing on. If they do sign the right players in the summer, that could take them challenging for a European place, because they do have a decent first 11, probably just a few holes that need to be sorted out for them to be challenging with the top 8 clubs, mainly in goalkeeper, a right back for Palace, and another central midfielder for me, really. They could go far enough with the strikers that they do have. Burnley signing another lump of a striker, doing Burnley things. And we'll talk about that one, actually, because I think this is quite interesting in terms of Wout Weghorst, who has previously been linked with my team, the Arsenal. Let's chat about this one, because it's a big deal for Burnley. Their replacement for Chris Wood. So, yeah, the club statement as it announces. Let's get this. Let's go onto Burnley's page right now. Let's go onto Burnley's page, because it's a good deal. I'm not too sure about the what's this? Sorry. I'm trying to find it for you. There's a lot on Twitter right now. I can't show you this. Here we go. Let's go into it right now. Oh, man. I can't even get into it. But the Burnley have signed Wout Weghorst, who has got a very good transfer record, a goals record in Germany. Let's have a look at his goal record, because if he can translate half of these goals into English football for Burnley, with the position that they're in, rock bottom of the table, picking up a draw in their last game up against Arsenal, where they did lack a striker. They didn't really score anything of note. I'm just trying to get this for you. Stats by club. Let's do that. Stats by club. So, Wout Weghorst, let's share the screen with you right now. This is actually his stats. When you look at it, it's actually pretty ridiculous because look at that. For Wolfsburg, the last club, that's just where they're signing from, in 144 appearances, 70 goals. That's ridiculous. That's just over a goal every other game. So 1 in 2 games. That's basically what he does. That's what he's done at Wolfsburg. I know we spoke about this in the past. When it comes to players coming from Germany, Timo Werner had a smashing goal record in Germany for Leipzig and for Stuttgart. But if he can come in here, if he can come in the league and score 5 to 10 goals before the end of the season, that's a top signing for me. And that might just be enough to keep Burnley up. So it's nice to see that they've signed that they've got a good like-for-like replacement who will easily fit into that system. Aerial threat, he's 6'6". Yeah, Wout Weghorst, a proper goal scorer. Did he score? How many goals did he score at the Euros? I didn't think he looked that great at the Euros. But for Burnley, it's a different ball game in the Premier League. You don't have to be great. Do you know what I'm saying? We saw the likes of Michu and that slap it in a season. So that's a big signing there. Salah contract drama still going. So Diaz, do you know what, Paxton? I think Diaz is more of a long-term replacement for Sadio Mane because his contract will be due soon as well. But yeah, because they seem like they've got the backups and they've got the replacements for the likes of Firmino now. Jota is Firmino's replacement and Diaz is more Mane's. Can you really replace Mo Salah? We've not really seen Luis Diaz play on the right wing as much. And Jota's not really played much on the right wing for Liverpool. I know he has done previously for Wolverhampton Wanderers. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, I think they're just going to have to offer the money if he's going to stay. I think they will in the end. They made the Jordan Henderson contract signing a bit of a drawn-out one in the summer, where he was eventually linked to Arsenal. And this isn't the first time. That won't be the first time, and it certainly won't be the last when Arsenal were used just as a pawn in a transfer window. And for a player to sign contract or sign for another team, Vlahovic. I'm glad I weren't here to talk about that. Look at that Paxton echoing my words. Weghorst is decent though. 6'6" beast. Our rating Paxton, it's on for Brand Burnley. Liverpool are reportedly ongoing talks with Fulham over Fabio Carvalho, who would return to the Championship club on loan until the summer. Big one there. That's a good one. Could I'd say 9 for Donny van der Beek. 4 Paxton. I think he's showing his United sleeve right there. 8 for Luis Diaz. 8 as well. Agreeing with each other. Ramsey to Rangers or Luis Diaz. Ooh. Ramsey to Rangers. Let's have a look at this one. Let's have a talk about this one. My boy. I cried over this guy, when he broke his leg. Aaron Ramsey. I did cry over it, but I'm happy now that he's back playing. And he will be back playing. There's something wrong with this. I need to update this laptop. Honestly, I feel like I do already. I've only just had it. But Aaron Ramsey from Juventus to Rangers, done deal. Here we go. Let's bring this to you. And zoom right in. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. There we go. That's what I was meant to do. Aaron Ramsey from Juventus to Rangers. Done deal. Here we go. Agreement on loan with buy option. Ramsey will sign in the coming hours. Rangers will cover part of Ramsey's salary. That's going to be interesting. That's what I really wanted to see, because with Ramsey's 400,000 a week, I'm not going to say pounds because I'm not sure if it is in pounds or euros. How are Rangers going to suffice that? But they're going to probably cover, even if they covered a third of that wage, that's ridiculous. So, probably a quarter of that wage is a lot for Rangers. That's a big one for Aaron Ramsey back playing football. I think the main reason why Ramsey's gone is because he wants to be playing football again. He's going to try and get back into that Wales side, keep himself fit, keep himself ticking over, as we do have a World Cup year coming up. Wales, yes, they're in the playoffs. Of course, they could be eventually playing. They could be playing Scotland for a place there, which will be massive. So I think that's probably the biggest reason. So he can get some football being played, get some minutes into his legs, and give himself the best shot in getting fit to play for Wales and get them into the World Cup, which is what we've probably seen from the likes of Gareth Bale, which was what he publicly came out and said that's why he went back to Spurs. So that's a nice one there. Aaron Ramsey, former Arsenal player, FA Cup legend, not an Arsenal legend, because I think that word gets banded around too easily. But yeah, if it works out and he goes to Everton, our rivals, Ed, if he flops, it's 40 million down the drain. That's if it is that one. Large up yourself to Brush and Wilf going in 6 out of 10. Everton, great for Everton. For Donny van der Beek, not so much with how the shocking state of the club is exactly. He's gone from one shocking club to an even worse one. That's why I was saying for Donny van der Beek, I'm not sure if it's the best move in terms of stability, what you want. You've just come out of come on, man. You've just come out of a pretty bad situation. Pretty bad situation there with Manchester United, and he's moving into another one. But as long as he's getting game time, that's probably what's important for him. Let's go back into the chat. Is he really? Kulusevski is an Arsenal fan, documented. Kulusevski, you know what you need to do. Listen to Matt Doherty. He's the one that you need to be being friends with. Let me just say that one. I love that. I can't believe another Arsenal fan growing up going to Spurs. I could never. I mean, I would if I was a footballer and I'm not getting any game time. But yeah, it's disgusting. Look who's in the chat as well. Big G, Staffy up in the building. Grace, hi, hello. How you doing, Grace? I will be bringing a watch along for you, Grace, on Friday. Manchester United versus the Borough. Look at that. Grace getting a lot of love in the chat. Luis Suarez, deadline. Oh, that was a good one. Yeah, that one did prove to be good in the end. Keep my bits at. I will. Grace, my girl. Stod Rem confirmed that Hugo Ekitike is staying at the club. So Ekitike is not going to Newcastle. That's some other breaking news. Appreciate that one there, Red. Wilf, what? Donny van der Beek. Do you know what, Josh? I think this is the perfect time now. I really do think this is the perfect time to get talking about your club, Newcastle, who, for me, let me see what the poll is saying right now. 60%. I agree with that one. If I could vote, I wish I could. I'll show you on screen. This is what I can't vote. I'm looking at myself there, yeah. I can't even click on it to vote. But anyways, oh man, I'm just creating like a time warp there. It feels mad. I feel like I'm in Spider-Man. But yeah. But Josh, I agree. And let's talk about your club. I think this is what we need to do. We're talking about Newcastle signings because it's pretty ridiculous how good of a transfer window you have had in terms of how you have strengthened. That's what I believe. So anyway, because what? Let's get into it. You've signed Kieran Trippier for 20. You've signed what? Kieran Trippier for how much was it? I can't even find it. But you brought in the likes of Kieran Trippier, Chris Wood, Bruno Guimaraes, who's highly sought after, linked with the likes of Real Madrid, Juventus, and Arsenal. A Champions League level player. Ed, and anyone else that has been watching the Tereak Talks from the summer, I said one player, Arsenal. I did a video on one player each team needs to sign before the window shuts. And who did I say for Arsenal? Bruno Guimaraes. But no, Newcastle go and sign him. When we're crying out for a central midfielder, that's the position of importance for me at Arsenal. More than a striker. I know I've said it. It's mad. It's crazy. But I'll get into that probably on another day because we'll be here forever. But actually, you know what? Mainly for me, I'll just give you my reasons. I think Arsenal need to sign a striker because, we need to sign a striker in terms of depth. But in terms of getting the best, if we lose a striker, we're in trouble. But if we lose Lacazette, if we lose either Thomas Partey or Xhaka, we're in just as much trouble. So really, I rank them on the same. I don't rank the striker more or less. But yeah, let me go into the chat right now. So Oba, Uber's gone. Is that the case? Is Aubameyang left? Is that confirmed? Let me come in here. Let me see this. Aubameyang for Fabrizio Romano. Has Aubameyang confirmed to go? Have been gone? But hold on. We've got all the breaking news. It's honestly, deadline day is crazy. Uber's gone, I believe. I believe he has gone. That could be breaking news. Where did you see that one? Let me have a look on. I didn't even give Newcastle the time of day. Well, don't worry. We'll talk about each club a lot more and a lot further. Wow. Okay. Hold on. Bro, this has gone even crazier. Hold on. There's new comments flying in. Oh, my days. Let us look at this one. This is breaking news. It's not that breaking. It happened about 5 minutes ago, but I was too busy chatting 5 minutes ago. Hold on, people. Pierre Emerick Aubameyang, Barcelona agreed deal to sign Aubameyang on a free transfer. So Pierre Emerick Aubameyang to Barcelona is going to happen. It will be a free transfer now, and terms between Arsenal and Barcelona will be agreed. A medical has been organised. Wow, that is huge. That's huge. Yeah, old news now, man. Wow, I've just seen this. This is 5 minutes ago. Oh my days. I'm trying to talk about other transfers, but we're here right now, and Aubameyang has just gone. Guys, smash the like on this video, please. We're trying to get to 400 subs. But yo, that is craziness. Aubameyang has gone, and he will be going on a free transfer, not alone, what we initially thought it would be. So there's going to be a termination of his contract. That's what I believe. Let's go on Twitter. Let's see if there's any more news breaking about Aubameyang. Aubameyang right here. This is crazy. What has happened? Yep. It seems things don't seem to be catching up. I'm not seeing much catching up. Let's have a look on a certain Twitter page I follow. They're usually quite quick with these things. Wow. And wow, we've completed a signing. I mean, guys, that's crazy. Charles Watts has said it. Wait there. I'm told. I'm here. Not you, Siri. I'm not talking to you. Let me share my screen with you now. Charles Watts, who's a correspondent for Arsenal. This is huge. I'm told Aubameyang will join Barcelona on a free transfer if this goes through. Not a loan. That is crazy. That is ridiculous. Whoa, that's breaking. Let me know your thoughts in the chat. What are your thoughts on Aubameyang going to Barcelona on a free transfer? As Arsenal aren't getting a striker in, not between now and the window shutting. But this is my big up yourself as well, D. We've got Diesel online. Big up yourself, D. What are Arsenal's hopes for the top four if they don't replace Oba? D. Do you know what, bro? I don't know, because yes, our top four chances would be better if we did have a striker. However, for me, my big thing was, I was looking at a midfielder personally. That's what I think that we needed to really sign in the summer. I mean, in this transfer window. But with this Aubameyang situation, we needed to replace him. And it hampers our fight for top four. However, D, I don't believe, and I've consistently said this, I don't think that Arsenal should be aiming to the top four this season. Yes, up with the likes of United and Spurs failing like they have done, Leicester dropping off. Yes, it's easy to look at that and say, but for me, if we can get in the top six, get in Europa League, just show improvement, gradual improvement, I'm going to be happy with that. I know a lot of Arsenal fans aren't going to be happy with me saying that and saying we need to get back in the Champions League because that will solidify us. That will help us to get the likes of players of the same caliber as Vlahovic, Dembele or whatever, Isak, bringing those in. But for me, I don't think that's realistic, though. If Man United weren't so bad this season, we wouldn't even been talking about top four. Because I remember at the start of the season, people were saying that the top four set, United, they're challenging. All the top four teams are challenging for the league. I still think Manchester United will finish in the top four. Honestly, I do think that, honestly. And with this transfer now, it's a good question. And I don't think it's going to happen. I think our chances have waned even more. We're going to have to be relying on Lacazette to stay fit. And then Dean Nketiah as a backup striker, it's not good enough. Just not good enough at all. Dani Alves, Ferran Torres, Adama Traore, and maybe Pierre Emerick Aubameyang for a club who are reported in £1 billion debt. Barcelona do manage to make some great signings. Look at that. Look at that. I was missing it all there. I was missing it all honestly. All of this in the chat. Look at that, Grace. Wait, on 309 subs. We're trying to get to 400. Hit that like button. I'm on 309. Love that. Oba, Dembele, Braithwaite. Bad. I love that one. Dembele's not even going to be there, so it's going to be Tab, or isn't it, or Bat? With hey, speaking of Bat, Batman. He's going to be pulling out all the mad celebrations and that. Arsenal need the likes of Kulusevski and Bentancur for me. We do need players who play in that position and probably have a similar profile. I mean, I think, do you know what? I can agree with Bentancur because he's better than nobody, literally through the door. You should take more breaks, T. Tell me about it. No, I'm not doing that again. No, none of that. He broke his laptop exactly. I know. Moss CBT takeover. There it is. Creambone Tereak Talks off the TPG. I don't think it is. Honestly, I don't think we will finish in the top four. Honestly, I am positive, and I'm not gonna get mad if we don't finish in the top four. But I don't think we will, and especially now when we've looked at this transfer window. When we was doing a lot of these predictions for the top four, we still had Aubameyang in our thought process. We still thought maybe if Aubameyang's going to leave, we'll get a striker in. We're left with Lacazette and Nketiah. We can't be aiming for top four with them two as our strikers. Honestly, it's going to be crazy. You can't realistically think we're going to get top four with Lacazette and Nketiah. Maybe hope. But it's crazy. Ousmane Dembele ruled out for Spurs 100%. There's another one. Did you mention the Dele Alli deal? We haven't broken into that, actually. We haven't gone into a bit further because that one's got a quite complex one. So if you're looking at the face value of it, Dele Alli has gone to Everton for 40 million, when, however, it's not 40 million. Here it is. Here we go. Fabrizio Romano. There he is. He's broke it down. I've done it again, man. Sorry. I haven't mashed up my laptop again. Don't worry. But Fabrizio Romano, let's break it down because he's done a good job here. Everton and Tottenham are now signing contracts for Dele Alli. Here we go, confirmed. Details, it's a free transfer. So right now, free transfer with £10 million after 12 million euros, £10 million after 20 games and bonuses for the next years. It could reach 35 million euros or 40 million, but of course it depends on Dele Alli's team's performances. Hold on, people, hold on. Apologies, people, I'm back. Apologies. But yeah, so that's a weird. So this is quite of a weird structure. So initially they're getting him on for free, but once he hits certain bonuses, like for example the 20 games, it's going to be 12 million euros, 10 million pounds, and that's mad. So they could be essentially getting him for free, ladies and gents. They could be getting him for free, but wow. I'm just still in shock about the Aubameyang deal because, as Ed says there, 25 million saved on wages. Surely you got to sign someone, right? I thought it was just a loan. I thought we'd be still having to be thinking about Aubameyang for next season. This is how many free transfers have we allowed? Erdegaard can do anything he wants. There has to be something happening. Surely. It's Spotify troubles too. Do you know what? It's not too bad. It's not too bad. I'm struggling Like there's some things, there's some teething issues, but I probably just need to update it or something. Honestly, if we don't buy, in my honest opinion, we can still make top four. Aubameyang has not been a major part of the team that's got us here. Players we've got rid of, not first team, so no effect. It will be difficult, no doubt. Do you know what? And I agree with this. I do agree with this, Wilf, because the players, I think a lot's been made about, we've let go of how many players and we haven't replaced them. Let's be honest, people. We've got the players that we let go of, the likes of Chambers, Maitland-Niles, etc. Pablo Mari. They weren't playing games anyway. They didn't. None of them accrued 5 appearances this season. So we don't need to replace someone that can't even make 5 appearances. So yes, we can trim that squad down. Next season, we'll look to bolster the squad. Let's hopefully with players that are much better than those, with more quality that can challenge for first team places a lot more, and keep the likes of Tomiyasu, Xhaka, Partey, if Xhaka's still here, Partey, Ødegaard, Smith Rowe, Saka on their toes a lot more, like we have seen with that left back position. But in the first team, let me say this: when you were saying initially that Arsenal can make top 4, this wasn't in mind that Aubameyang wouldn't be at the club. We also thought, you know what? Initially, yes, this whole discipline issue. Maybe he's being punished now, but he may get reintegrated. But if he leaves, he'll get replaced. He's not being replaced. We're only gonna have, in terms of strikers, Lacazette and Nketiah up front. And this is why, for me, I said, if you're not going to sign a striker, you have to get another central midfielder, because we do score. The thing with this Arsenal team now, our goals are a lot more spread out. We've only had Aubameyang score, 4 or 5 goals, Lacazette 3, so that's 8 goals between our 2 strikers. But we've got the likes of Ødegaard who's scoring, Martinelli, who's, since he's come back in the team, scored a couple of goals, Saka, Smith Rowe, who's our top goal scorer, Gabriel chips in with a couple goals. And if we have spread our goals a lot more, and we don't need to win every game 2-3-0, 1-0, that's good enough. We've done that for a large part of the start of the season for quite a few games by the odd goal. So now I'm just a bit worried. I am. But let's go back into the chat. Apologies if I've missed your comments off whilst we're going through. There's so much that's happening. Oh, yeah, Canada beat USA yesterday, 2-0. Moss, he was very happy. Easy, Paxton. Any news on Jonathan David, speaking of Canada? That's more likely to be a summer move if Arsenal do go for it. Hey, on my career mode on FIFA, and now I've got my MacBook back, I can start doing Football Manager again. So, yeah, now on career mode, I actually signed Alexander Isak and Jonathan David. I don't know why I put the weird accents on that. Alexander Isak and Jonathan David. I actually signed them, and there's my rotational pair, because I do like Isak. But are we going to smash the release clause for Alexander Isak now? Are we going to smash that release clause? Winter break is boring. Tell me about it, Grace. It really is. But hey, the winter break came at a good time, because you weren't missing out on too much content. Talking of strange release clauses, have you seen the Inter Goossens clause? As Inter score a goal in 22-23, they have to pay the money. Goossens, like, what's that? Robin Goossens, that's mad. Is that really the clause? That's crazy. So if they score a goal, they have to pay the money. So that's like a ridiculous loophole. Like, obviously they're going to score a goal, but nah, that's mad. I love that one. I like that one because it's not even playing a game. Because yeah. I don't know. That's probably like protecting them in some sort of financial way. Top 2 players out. Wat Pulisic early on. 0 problems. Talking about that game yesterday. Moss, can England beat them at the Riverside though in the 17th? Oh, England playing Canada in the 17th. Breaking news, Juventus have just signed Swift. Oh, Ed, bringing up this one. It's so true, but let me break it to you, because as Ed's done there, they've signed Switzerland international Dennis Zakaria on a permanent deal from Borussia Mönchengladbach. Another central midfielder that passes by the likes of Arsenal and Manchester United. Honestly, I don't care about, I do care about the striker. However, I get more angered by midfielders not coming, but that's just me. I'm not expecting a striker to come in this window because I think it's very hard to sign top quality strikers in the summer, let alone in the January window. But central midfielders, there's a lot out there that could improve our first 11 and our squad, our central midfielders. And I mean, me and Wilfer spoke about this. We said how important midfield is at one point because it's going to push on the likes of Xhaka and Partey, who have been inconsistent at times, but they're going to play every game. Big up my brother Santi. Welcome back. Thank you so much. I'm happy to be back. What a mad time to come back with signings all over the place. I'm diving right back in at the deep end here. Going through comments, breaking news, left, right, and centre, looking left, looking right, looking up, looking down. All sorts. Winter break is not boring, Grace. CONCACAF and AFCON, South American, big time. Only thing I would have changed as manager Moss was Pepe. What Journey Merchant Zardes on that pitch. Yes, that's a good point. Pepe, he's gone. Where's he gone now? Ricardo Pepe. Let me have a look. Let's have a look. Where did he go to? Oh, he went to Germany. Was it Augsburg? Yes, it was Augsburg. I got it correct. It was Augsburg. Get in. I got it correct. You guys could have been like, yeah, you've just typed it up and seen it on the screen. With Ødegaard, Partey, Xhaka, Sambi, Patino, Smith Rowe, and El Neni, it's not a top four midfield, but it's better than Man United's. Plus, Arsenal seem to be playing good football, just missing the firepower. I agree. D, do you know what? I think, yeah, with Ødegaard, he's more of a number 10. And with Partey and Xhaka, yeah, it shouldn't be a top four midfield not with Ødegaard, but mainly with Xhaka. That's the thing. It shouldn't be a top four midfield in a normal season. However, as you said, it's better than Manchester United. It's better than Spurs. So it is technically the fourth best. And Ødegaard, I think he's quality. What's your thoughts, D, on Ødegaard this season? Because I think he's stepped up, especially towards probably when we played you, he scored, but then he gave that penalty away. But since then, he's hit another level for me. But it's but the firepower, that's the difference between us, D. That's the difference between Arsenal and Man United. You can have a poor game. You can be poor, not really do anything deserved to win the game, but then you've got the likes of, I was going to say his name, the one from yesterday, but you've got the likes of Ronaldo, Cavani still there. Rashford, he's not great, but he's still got a goal in him. We have to remember that one. There we go. He's still got that mad goal in him. So yeah, man, that's the difference between both sides. And it could prove pivotal in this top four race. It's going to be interesting for the rest of the season, especially with the both of us not strengthened, which should put Spurs in better stead with Antonio Conte there at the helm. But I don't actually watch stuff. Oh yeah, so I've been busy. You've been busy without the TTF. It's the women playing. So it's England women. There we go. I didn't know that one. But England women versus Canada, that's going to be tough though, because Canada are a good side. The women are. Paxton, even USA knows we better. And Mexico knows better. Anyone else watching the Comoros games? Yes, I watched. So I put putting a verb in there. Yeah, I did watch that. It was mad. When the goalkeeper, the left back was in goal. That was crazy. David Isak would be amazing in the summer. Isak, I wouldn't pay 90 million, but you never know. He's definitely not worth 90 million, but he's worth 90 million to us. An anonymous source told me that you spilt water over your laptop, and that's the anonymous source, otherwise known as Tish. I know. It was bad. That is why I've been missing, because I did spill water. And it's all kicking off now. Honestly, the chat's it's going crazy. Hey, Tereak, good to see you back. Big up yourself, Macy. I'm glad to be back. Thank you. Thank you for sending me that link to that to the chat. Well, thanks for sending me that link to that video where they did using the compilation. Honestly, that helped in a lot of the time. My camera keeps coming out of focus. But yeah, I'm glad to see you. Hey, we got to do some content together, Macy. You know it's going to happen. I'm going all in. Arsenal have made a signing. I know what you're on about, man. You're either trolling or you're on about this youth that I've not heard of. I'm no disrespect to the young lad, but that's not the signing that I want Arsenal to be making. Let's have a look. Aubameyang in the final stages of his move to Barcelona and with a medical now in place. Arsenal are not involved in negotiations and have allowed the player to leave. Pierre Emerick Aubameyang will join Barcelona on a free transfer and is greatly reducing his wages to fit the club's salary regulations. Arsenal have completed the signing of Austin Trusty in a permanent transfer from Colorado Rapids, but he'll remain to the MLS side on loan. And Trusty will join up with the Arsenal on 17th of July. There's the signing that Arsenal have made. Now Jamaica done because of you, Tereak. Here, the rich man. Exactly. Yeah, CM. I saw you. Big up CM and go subscribe to him. Follow CM on Twitter because when I saw CM, do you know what? Let's have a look at it now. Let's have a look at CM's Twitter. Let's talk about this because he was talking briefly about the game. Here we go. Let's have a look. Do you know what? I think we need to talk about this. CM was not meant to be clicking on that tweet, not the advert. Let's bring it in. Because if you are interested in Jamaica people, we got my yard man there. Another what could have been for Jamaica today. Panama took advantage. We're going to leave a like retweet as well. You know what? Whilst we're there. Come on. I saw it on your Instagram. That's why I didn't like and retweet it. Let me just say that. But now I've just got onto it. Another what could have been for Jamaica today. Panama took advantage of our frailties today in the football match. Took too long to show some urgency, went behind, and didn't have the ambitions to kill off the game when we were in the lead. World Cup, in my opinion, is gone on to Thursday. That was for the Panama versus Jamaica game. Big up CM, man. And do you know what? Go give him a follow on Twitter, people. Please do. Because I love that one. And he broke down the game quite well. I didn't watch it, but when I saw that, it was similar to the game against Mexico, because I did watch the game against Mexico and that was bad. Marcelo Flores, Arsenal 2. There we go. Moss, hashtag blame Tereak Talks, Tereak Shango. It's snowing here. There's so much, honestly, there is so much that I need to get talking about. I'm looking at the chat right now. Big up my bro, big up you to yourself as well, man. Did you say free transfer? Even if the player isn't good, that's a deal though. It is. It's a free transfer for Barcelona, and he's getting ridiculously reduced wages. But as CM saying there, poor result yesterday though. So sad to see this. I know after the potential that we had, you know, when we brought in a lot of these English-born, Jamaican, England-born Jamaican players who are playing in the Premier League. Who played in the Premier League, like Andre Gray, playing now in the Premier League. Mikel Antonio. Man, it's hard. It is hard. But guys, do you know what? I think I need to do some sort of a roundup. This wasn't a planned stream, by the way. I didn't know I was getting my laptop today, but I just had to do something just to come back. So I'm going to wrap this up now, people. I'm going to try and find a... Is there anything that I could do to wrap this up? Probably. There is probably something. Every deal confirmed. Let's do the Premier League ones. I found it. And I'll share the screen for you. We'll do this. Big up BBC Sport once again. Every Premier League deal confirmed. So this is what has been confirmed. Donny van der Beek from Manchester United to Everton on loan. Brighton have made a signing. Dennis Undav from Royal Union St. Gilloise. I don't know. Absolutely no idea. No disrespect. But Matt Targett, gone from Aston Villa to Newcastle. Dejan Kulusevski, Juventus to Tottenham. Rodrigo Bentancur, Juventus to Tottenham as well. Julian Alvarez from River Plate to Manchester City, who has also been linked with Manchester United earlier on in the window for 14.1 million, but he returns on loan to River Plate until July. Wout Weghorst, because he's Dutch, they pronounce their W's with V's. Wout Weghorst, Wolfsburg to Burnley for 12 million. That's how much it cost. And Christian Eriksen, who was a free agent because Inter Milan let him go as he's not able to play in the Serie A with his defibrillator, has gone to Brentford. So that is all the news right there so far. We had the breaking news that came in with Aubameyang going to Barcelona on a free transfer. It was initially meant to be a loan, but now it's a free transfer. And for me, it's a good deal for Barcelona, I believe. That is a good deal. Aubameyang and Adama Traore. Whew, I mean, if Aubameyang still had those legs, he'd be a problem. But Adama Traore, that's mad. It is mad. But let's go into the chat. Let's go into the chat. We got Shay in the place as well. Make sure you like and subscribe and click that bell. Listen to Shay right there. Appreciate this one, Shay. Love that one. Grace is gone. I'm off, guys. I'm knackered. Got another long day at school tomorrow. Nice to see you back and nice to have you all in the chat. Good night. Good night to you, Grace. Have a good one. Big up, T. Glad you're back. There will be a lot more content coming out. Follow me on the socials. Click the links in the description down below. Give me a follow. I'm happy to be back. I'm going to be posting a lot more in terms of what's going to be happening, what's coming up onto the channel, up on Tereak Talks. We've got a lot coming up, me and Rich. We have life to talk about, and that's what it's called, life. And we're going to be talking about our life, our childhood, growing up, everything like that. And you know what? Everything that we've gone, childhood, anything that we've gone through, it's going to be so open. You're not gonna believe it how the chat's going to be. And Barca got some bankers. They really do. It's true. And listen to Edmin himself right there. Get in the comments as soon as the stream ends. And do you know why this one's more important, people? Because I haven't been here for a while. So the YouTube algorithm will mash me up. Yeah. Because I haven't posted for like 2 weeks. The YouTube algorithm will do me dirty. So, guys, please get in the comments. Just drop a thumbs up, anything, full stop. Actually, full stop, thumbs up, exclamation mark, the letter T, whatever it is, put that in. Guys, I'm so happy to be back. If you don't know the reason why I was gone, I broke my laptop, basically, spilt water on it, and was gone for 2 weeks, getting all that sorted out. And now I've got a brand new one that I'm still getting to grips with, but I'm happy to be back. Adama can cross to Aubameyang. Can't finish. Oh, man. Can't wait for that. Exactly. The judge is over, CM. It's over. We got lots to come. Lots of love and love to you as well, Super Nick. Love to absolutely everyone in the chat. And why does my camera keep doing this? I'm going to have to start getting... There we go. Thank you so much to everyone for coming into the chat once again. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to have you all. And do you know what? I'm going to love and leave you now. Love to you all. Peace. And I'll catch you soon.